Now, for the souls in purgatory, of course, it's an act of charity. I'll give you an example. Suppose you walk along the street and you are shocked because you see a child that has been run over by a car, and now his leg is bleeding. What do? You rescue him. You call, you manage to get it to the hospital, you rescue him. Now, when you pray and fast for the souls in purgatory, just know that the souls in purgatory, they suffer much more than any major suffering on earth. So do you want to rescue them? Do you want to allow them to get to heaven and know, facing the beautiful face of God, the best bliss we can imagine, So this is an act of charity. Now, through fasting and prayer, you can also understand God's plan. For example, I know a monk, the Franciscan, he was asked by Jesus to fast many years on bread and water. He had that grace. But thanks to that, he hastened the day of the first apparition of Medjugorje. It was revealed to him. When he stopped his fasting, it was the first day of the apparition. And thanks to his fasting asked by Jesus, he prepared the apparition of Medjugorje. This is very powerful. Now, another fruit is that you manage this extra space for the Holy Spirit. I know a woman, she is a mother of family, and she complained that the kids would not listen to her. And she was really sad because of that. And when she came to Medjugorje, she converted with her husband. And she started doing what Ali said. She started praying and fasting 2 days a week. And she was very surprised to find out that from the moment she started fasting, the kids would listen to her. Incredible. So she was very happy. The kids, and she would speak to them the same way, but their ears were attentive, it's impossible to name all the fruit of fasting. Now I want to explain something. Why bread and water? Everything that Ali asked in Medjugorje is linked with Jesus. And especially she's a lover of the Eucharist. So when she speaks about bread, the basic food, of course, bread, in her time, but maybe today again, it's because Jesus made him bread of life. Jesus didn't become the banana of life, or the onion of life, or the potato of life. No, the bread of life. And why bread? Because bread has to go under the ground, the grain, the seed, under the ground and die, and then resurrect. The grain of wheat has to go on the ground, under the ground, and die. And when he's dead, then he can produce much fruit. It's abundant harvest. But it has to, and there you have the life of Jesus. He died so that he may be resurrected, risen from the dead, and the fruit is salvation. This is why Ali is so attached to bread with the wheat. Can be also in other cereal, but because Jesus made himself bread of life. This is very important. Now I want to add something about the bread that is very important, because I don't want you to quit fasting because of the wrong bread you eat. There is a wrong bread and there is a good bread. Now the wrong bread is the bread of wheat that we find in any shop, the white bread, because the elements of the wheat has been modified, and now it gives you headaches and different symptoms like that. So in one word, avoid the wheat from the shops, because it can harm you. So I recommend that you rather take spelt. Spelt is the queen of the cereals. According to Saint Hildegard, the quality of your bread is very important, because you have to be in good health. The goal of Our Lady is not that we are hungry or sick. The goal of Our Lady is that we are healthy and close to Jesus with good bread. She was making the bread in Nazareth, so she knows what is good bread. Pray to her. Now, why 2 days a week? Wednesdays and Fridays. Because in the middle of those 2 days, there is a Thursday. And Our Lady insisted that every Thursday would be lived by us like a Holy Thursday, which means remembering the Last Supper and the day when Jesus made himself bread, eatable, that he may come into our hearts in the Holy Communion. So this is the Thursday. We celebrate the gift of the bread of life. Now, she puts us on bread before, so that we may enter the mystery of bread. And after the Thursday, she keeps us on bread one more day, so that we don't leave too quickly the mystery and the meditation on the bread of life. You see? And this is all about the Eucharist. This is typical of Our Lady. Everything she asks is centered on Jesus.